I am starting over and it's a little bit scary, but here we go. So in 2020, I started my small business, Arawa Vintage. Selling clothes has just been a passion of mine for such a long time. In high school, when I didn't have a job, in order to make money, I would sell my own old clothes so that I could purchase new clothes. And then when I entered college, I got really into thrifting and I really just fell in love with vintage clothing and sourcing vintage, and it's just been a passion of mine. In 2020, I just felt like I needed to take this leap of faith and do the thing that I've been wanting to do forever. And in Yoruba, Arawa means the beautiful one. So fast forward to 2024, I am kind of in this place of starting over. And yeah, it's a little bit scary. Essentially, I was running my shop for about under 2 years or so. And when I was doing it, I just remember feeling so much joy because it's something that I was just so passionate about. I loved finding and sourcing different pieces. I loved putting together packages and writing thank you notes and going to the post office. It just felt like I just want to do this forever. And it was really my first time dipping my feet into starting a business, and God really showed me that it was something that I really could do. I ended up taking a pause on that in the beginning of 2022, and I took a break for a few reasons, but I just always kind of knew in my heart that it was something that I was meant to come back and still do it. I just needed a new vision. So presently I am relaunching, and I'm literally relaunching in just a couple of days. Since I stopped in 2022, there's been so many different ideas that have come to me, and I feel like I just got a vision of how to do it differently in a way that just makes sense. I still don't have all the answers, but I feel like I just need to do it and I just need to start. So that's kind of where I am right now. So I did a rebrand by changing the name to Arawa the brand. And the reason for that is because I wanted to kind of expand and still have vintage clothing, but I wanted to also be able to incorporate some non-vintage clothing that was more so like vintage inspired, and then also just adding like some home decor pieces and stuff too. So I didn't want to be completely boxed in. So the whole purpose of Arawa the brand is to offer beautiful and timeless vintage and non-vintage pieces to the modern woman. So that is what we're doing. And I think the name just really encompasses the brand because it's really about beauty, not just, with outward appearance, but just beauty of life, beauty of simplicity, beauty of the everyday. So one thing I have to do is update branding and update packaging and the website and all of that. And I just wanted to show you guys a couple of like the branding, packaging stuff. Okay, so this is kind of like a little prototype of what the packaging will look like. And I got these off of the company Eco Enclose. And one thing that I really love about that brand is that they have just sustainable packaging, things that are eco-conscious. They are naturally biodegradable, so it will naturally just kind of break down. That's one thing that I wanted to be intentional about with the packaging to make this whole process at least just a little bit more sustainable. So the cool thing about these is that it looks pretty skinny, but they expand pretty big. And yeah, these open up and they can fit quite a lot. And then one thing I also just got was this branded tape. So it just says Arawa the brand all throughout, and I just think it's really pretty. I didn't get any, professional branding or anything like that. I thought about having someone help me with the logo and all of that, but I think right now this works. All of the like packaging materials and everything that I picked up, I was just very intentional to look for just eco-friendly options. So even the tape is, made from 100% recyclable material, and it uses this natural rice-based adhesive. So I thought that was really cool. And this is from a different company called Super Pack. And then lastly, I have here the thank you cards. So when I did Arawa Vintage, I hand wrote out every thank you card, and I love doing that. But I was thinking of ways that I could kind of streamline things. It's kind of hard to see, but I just have my little message message on there. And at the back I have a scripture because I thought someone could also just hang this up if they wanted to. As part of the rebranding process, I also created and updated the website, and I'm honestly so proud of how this turned out, and I'm just so proud of myself for doing this. I've realized that I really love working with my hands and creating things, and I just feel like the site turned out really beautiful. You'll see later in this video that I still had to take a few product shots, so I'm so happy with how everything just came together before launching. So I found and I paid for a template on Shopify, and then I pretty much just customized it for how I wanted. And I had to do some research to get some of the parts right, so it was definitely a learning process. And I think one thing I'm really trying to kind of let go of a little bit is just perfectionism that leads to stagnation. Because I think sometimes for me, even with this, there's so many things that I don't presently have that I want to have for this, but I feel like I just need to start, and I don't need to have every single piece together in order to do this. Okay, so another thing that I want to get done today is I still have a couple products that I need to shoot today, and I kind of want to organize some of the inventory a little bit better. Right now, I pretty much just keep everything in the closet in the room, and then I also just have a couple boxes on the floor. But again, like I said, I don't have a lot on me presently. And what I plan to do is essentially have these monthly drops, and then I'll have a selection of vintage pieces as well as some modern pieces. And in terms of sourcing inventory, there are so many ways. I started working with a vintage wholesaler. There's essentially someone who helps me to source pieces. She kind of knows the style that I want. I've sent her inspiration pictures. So that's one way of sourcing. There's also thrifting, estate sales, and for the modern pieces, I've just found a couple wholesalers, and I kind of want to show you guys a couple of the items. So this is one of the pieces. It's this lime green floral lace mock neck top. And then it also comes with this matching midi skirt, and this is a vintage top right here. It's also mock neck and sleeveless, which I just think is so flattering. This is a vintage button-up top, and I absolutely love this one. And this is one that when I found, I had to grab immediately. This is another fun blouse, which is more like an evening type of top, which is another vintage piece. There's also this floral v-neck dress, which I just think is so stunning. This is another vintage dress that I found. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's honestly so beautiful. I don't think the lighting is doing it justice right now. It has this like cowl neck, and it's in this like very rich purple, and I'm obsessed. This is a fun one. It's just this lavender button-up top. It has just like this organza type fabric on the sleeves, and it's just fun. It also has shoulder pads that you can actually take out, because I know some people love shoulder pads and some people absolutely hate them. So the cool thing about this is you can just take them off if you don't want them. This is one of the non-vintage pieces, and this one just has this vintage style waist. It's just a really nice summer dress. And then there's this vintage Dooney and Burke purse, which I think is just a really nice staple everyday type of purse. And then I'm just gonna have these two art frames. For the modern pieces, I've just ordered them in small batches. I just need to unpack my order that has a few of the pieces. So I'm gonna go and take some pictures now. And right now everything is pretty much a shot at home here in this office. So far I've tried out taking pictures on my iPhone, but I've also been using my DSLR to take photos. Today I ended up just using the phone. But one thing that helps me is this little clicker. So sometimes I'll just put it on the floor and like press the little button with my foot so that my hands are free. So now I'm gonna just go and kind of crop the photos, and then I will upload them onto the website. And then another thing is, you know, posting on socials. So if you guys have watched my other videos, my video on quitting Instagram, you'll know that in that video I mentioned that I was starting my business back up again, and the one thing I was kind of wrestling with was the whole social media thing, because I know that social media is really helpful for business promotion, and I know that with my first go around of my business, Instagram helped tremendously. And personally, I'm just not the biggest fan of it, but I know that it is helpful for business promotion. So one thing that helps me is an app called Later. It's pretty much been super helpful because I've been able to just plan weeks worth of content just in one go, and then I just schedule them for what day I want them, and I'm able to kind of preview what the feed would look like and move things around. It frees me up from actually needing to go on the Instagram app as much. You can choose to either auto publish or for them to send you a notification when it's time to publish your post. But for now, I think I am gonna wrap it up here. And thank you so much for being here and for watching. I just felt led to kind of share a little bit about this journey and trying to relaunch my small business. And by the time that this video goes live, the website will be open, so go ahead and check us out at arawathebrand.com. And again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your support, and I will see you guys in the next one.